My beloved, return if it's possible. I wish you were here. I wish times could be reversed so that we can spend much more time. This is my tribute to you. Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Paul Simon Mzakazi Piri here on the second episode of Tikambe with Paul, with the title My Tribute. Often I have been thinking, and it's been on my mind lately. I've been asking myself, one of these questions is, obviously, when is the best time to give tribute? Is it when people are still alive? Is it when someone has died? Is it when people can hear the tribute or when they cannot hear the tribute? My tribute. Now, I don't know exactly what is running in your mind, and I don't know exactly what you're thinking of right now. I am not sure of what is going on within yourself. But you see, the way I want to break this topic today on this segment is I want to put it plainly. And today's podcast is something that I just want us to be real and straightforward and practical. And not so much with theory and philosophy, but let's be practical. You see, there was once a story of a certain woman. She was nurturing 5 children, and apparently all the children, the 5 of them, they were educated, and at least they were given some form of education. Now, upon these children being given some form of education, each one of them went different words. Of course, they forgot. I want to put it that they had forgotten about their mother, and so on and so forth. So their mother often could try to reach out to them, try to call, and most of the time when this woman calls the children, it was obvious she's probably asking for money for upkeep, or she was asking for food, for clothes, or something like that. So whenever the children could see the phone call, it was clear that this is what mom wants, or this is what the mother wants. So, at some point it gets pretty annoying where you even know what this phone call will be all about. So to some extent, they could pick the call, send whatever they need to call, or whatever they need to send. But then at a certain point, these children started avoiding the calls of their mother. They started avoiding to say, I think mom is too much, she's asking a lot and she's troubling us. We want to settle with our families, we just want to be okay, and so on and so forth, So they started avoiding her calls. Then, where you get used, though you don't pick the calls, but you get used that one or the other, this woman is going to call, one or the other, this woman is going to give out this call. But after some weeks, these children discovered that this woman stopped calling. So, there was a bit of an earthquake in their minds of, what is wrong? I mean, why is mom stopped calling? Why is mom stopped bothering us? So they got concerned and they had to reach out. But unfortunately, her phone wasn't reachable. So these children organized themselves to say, let us go back to the village and go and check what is going on with mom, why there's silence. So they reached at the village, And they discovered that the local villagers at that side never gave them much attention. And they could give them, obviously, some attitude because of the kind of children they were. And the village headman, just had to tell them the truth, to say, it's been a week since we buried your mother, and your mother was found dead in the house. So those times when your mother was trying to reach you, she wanted to inform any one of you that she was unwell, and she just wanted to offer a blessing to each one of you. Now, I want you now to imagine, how were these children feeling, or how did they feel, or what was going on in their minds? Then what kind of a tribute are they going to give? You see, before we come to the tribute, I want you to look at the people that are surrounding you. Currently, there is a trend and there is a situation that is going on around where we are taking people for granted, or we are taking certain moments for granted. Some of us, we have got an attitude of thinking like we have got eternity at our hands. We feel like you are going to be with your father for the rest of your life. And so you take Papa for granted in whatever way you feel like. You don't appreciate the fact that you have a father. You don't even acknowledge the fact that you have got a father. You just take it, oh, Bali is there, as they call him. Bali alipo chabe, I think alipo somewhere. And it's just something that it's a norm, and it's normal. Nomzimaya alipo, mom is there, and it ends there. But little do we put in mind that tomorrow we can start the day without these people. And I don't know if this has ever clicked in your mind that your father, your mother, your siblings, your wife, your husband, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your fiancé, one day you are going to start a day without them. And that is why there's this phrase that they say, keep DM, which simply means seize the moment. And I love what Robert Hess, a Catholic priest, who once said, live the sacrament of the present moment. So living the sacrament of the present moment, what it simply means is learn to live the moment. Learn to live the present with the people that you are with around. Because one day, cards or odds will not be on our side. And one or the other, we might end up losing these people. And the gap that they're going to leave might not be replaced, or it will never be replaced by anyone or by anything. And the worst regret is when you did not live the full moment with these people. I just want you to imagine that you are living with your father, but at no point have you ever told Papa, thank you for being my father. Papa, thank you for all that you have been providing for us. Mama, I want to say thank you that every day you wake up in the morning, go to Soweto, buy local vegetables, come here to sell so that we can have food on the table. I don't know when last did you face your mother, look her in the face and tell her, Mama, thank you so much for being a mother that you are. I don't know when last you look at your father and look at him in the face and tell him, Papa, thank you for being a man that you are. And on this podcast of today, I just want you to put aside all the personal differences that you might be having maybe with your significant others. But I just want you to look at these people that once you lose them can never be replaced. I don't know when last did you face your elder brother. or your elder sister, look at them in the face and tell them, thank you for being my elder sibling, and thank you for looking out for me in everything that goes on. When last did you do that? When last did you deliberately just go to town, order a beautiful jersey or beautiful shoe, just go there and just bring them to them to say, thank you for being a unique sibling? You see, yes, it is imperative. It is enough. It is much appreciated that you can show your love and gesture through actions. But I want to tell you this, that sometimes it is very important for people to know what they need to hear. There are certain words that people might need to hear whilst they've got the capacity to hear them. And to me, this is what I mean when I say the greatest tribute. The greatest speech that you can ever give to a person, it is a speech that they themselves are able to hear it themselves. So that people can be able to appreciate, oh, okay, so this is who I am to people. This is who I am to society. And this is how exactly society sees everything that I do. Now, I don't know if I'm communicating, and I don't know if I'm making sense so far. You see, to me, personally, it has stopped making sense. Where I write good words, eloquent words, frequent words, with a lot of poetry to someone that is lying in a casket that they're not able to hear that. When I had all the time, I had all the chance to speak and to tell them who they are. And to what I've come to understand is there's nothing more painful than unspoken words. There's nothing more painful than the words that we felt would have expressed and tell the person who and what they meant to us, obviously. But the problem is we feel, or maybe this is out of place, or maybe this is outside our culture, or this doesn't just make sense for me to begin to tell this person. But let me tell you, it hits differently when you see those people that they're not able to hear what you needed to hear, and you're busy organizing a speech and finding words to express it. Who then are you telling? We are going to appreciate that you gave a very good tribute. We are going to appreciate that you gave a very good speech. But that wasn't meant for us. That was meant for someone else. Now, what am I trying to say here? Learn to live the fullest with your loved ones. Learn to tell your loved ones who they are and what they mean in your life. Let your father know who he is in your lives. Let your mother know who she is in your life. Let your sibling know who they are in your life. I just want to bring a certain practical situation to you. Maybe obviously it might not be accurate, but imagine someone is trying to reach you out, but you always leave them on blue tick. Someone once has been wanting to meet up with you, but you have always been acting a little bit busy, in inverted commas. But suddenly you just see on a status with a caption, Chowawa, Chowawa, Anzanga Chowawa, 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 Anzanga Chowawa. Or you see the caption written, why so soon? Why so soon? Brother, why so soon? Sister, why so soon? Friend, why so soon? Then you go back to your phone and you begin to check that this is a person that I ignored. This is a person that I never gave chance to hear them why they were reaching out to me. How are you going to be? You see, mourning is not all of it, but a certain percentage of mourning or grieving for the loss of a loved one sometimes is not necessarily that people are mourning or grieving the loss. Some people are mourning and grieving the regret, where they say, if there was a possibility to bring out the hands of time, if there was a way that I could reverse the moment, I wish I told this person who they are and what they meant to me. Do not make people guess who they are in your life. Tell them. If it is their birthday, find a way to celebrate them. Tell them openly, happy birthday, daddy. Happy birthday, mom. Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday, sister. Happy birthday, my friend. Give them that phone call, and that will just generally be enough. You see, some months ago, I had a friend, a very special friend of mine, very special to me. And this particular person was having a graduation, and looking at some of the phases that we shared together and how much they had to go through in their university life. But at that particular time, you see, I had nothing to give to this particular person where a present is concerned. So one of the things I just told myself is, number one, I'm going to be available for this person. Whatever it takes, I am just going to avail myself to the ceremony, and I'm just going to celebrate the day with them. But then, the only thing that was in my mind is to make a bracelet for them. And a bracelet engraved a name on it, just for this person to remember. It wasn't big. It was a small bracelet. But when I had presented this gift to this particular person, the happiness, the joy that I brought to this person could not be comprehended. It was very, very huge, and they appreciated. It was small, but the great touch I had attached to it is what just made this gift to stand out. What am I trying to say? If you have got the capacity to do great things and big things for your loved one, please go ahead and do it. Let them see it. Let them appreciate that this is exactly what they've received. But if you cannot manage, sometimes they usually say small things is what matters. Paying particular attention to small details. Doing small things with great love. And I remember what Mother Teresa of Calcutta once said, to say, do small things with great love. Do not worry about feeding thousands of people. If you just want to feed one person, and that person should be your next neighbor. So this is what it means to live the sacrament of the present moment. You can also do small things for people. You can write a card for them. You can give them a small present, something that they will remember. Then you have lived the moment. Obviously, you will not run away from the pain of losing them in death one day. But one of the things to which you'll be celebrating is, I lived with this person. But the problem comes in when we say, I wish I'd lived well with this person. I wish I had said well to this person. I wish. I think this is not what humanity should be. I think this is not exactly what we have been called to be in life. We have been called to cause a certain impact in people's lives. And one of the impact, it might not be giving them present or gifts. Sometimes it is affirming them. Sometimes it's by encouraging them, clapping for them, to tell them, you are going to do it and you're just going to be fine. It is well with you. It is well with your life. Then therefore, when you give a tribute to such a person, that is the greatest tribute that people always appreciate. I want to conclude this podcast by saying this. Learn to create tributes when people can hear them, especially to those that it is exactly directed to them. In other words, I want to change the side of the coin by saying, give people flowers while they can smell them. Do not give people flowers while they can't feel, see, or sense anything. Right now, today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is not assured. You're just only assured of now. I love the prayer that one of the Catholic saints, Saint Padre Pio, that says that to my past I offer mercy, to my present I offer love, and to my future I offer providence. So to the future we offer providence, but what we have in control at the moment, it is the sacrament of the present moment. So the present moment, give people flowers now and today. Do not wait to be people's birthdays. Do not wait to be someone's special occasion so that they can feel appreciated. Randomly, sometimes, just tell them, you mean a lot to me, brother. Some of you have got good brothers. You have got good sisters. Not even one day have you ever told them thank you for being a sister. Thank you for being a good sibling. Thank you for being good young ones to me. But we should begin to change the narrative. If the narrative cannot change by you, who else then? I remember one of the inaugural speech that the former president of the United States of America, Barack Obama, where he said, we have been waiting for that time, and certainly that time is now. So you are the people that can begin to change the narrative by giving tributes to people whilst they can hear them. Give people flowers whilst they can still smell them. Let people know who they are whilst they're still living. You don't know. And I still repeat, you just don't know how much those words will mean to them and how much those words will carry on. It is my confidence that as we change the narrative, we will learn to be voice of hope, voices of consolation, voices of encouragement and comfort. Not every time voices of criticism. Sometimes let people know the good they carry. There are certain people out there that are living their lives and convincing themselves that they mean nothing to society, that they mean nothing to people, they mean nothing to the community, they mean nothing to their families. But imagine where you sit them down, look into their souls and look in their eyes and tell them, you know what? You are necessary. You know what? You mean a lot. And I love the words that Emeritus Benedict XVI said, to say, you are necessary. You matter. Therefore, you are still part of God's thoughts. Now, what Emeritus Benedict XVI the late was trying to convey here is sometimes it's necessary to remind people of how much they are important to the universe and how much they mean a world and a lot to society, so that we can learn to appreciate them. Friends in the Lord, learn to appreciate people whilst they can hear the appreciation and the gratitude message. Some of you, I just want to say it openly, some of you have got boyfriends that are struggling, but that boyfriend has just loved you the way you are. Part of the money they earn, they share it with you. When last did you look at them in the face and tell them, thank you for loving me amongst all girls, but you have decided to love me? Girlfriends, how much do you appreciate your boyfriend? Thank you. Amidst the pressures of this present world, you still remain good and loyal and faithful to me. Thank you for being a good boyfriend. Husbands, how much do we appreciate our wives? Wifey, thank you so much for taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, and keeping the house in place. thank you for being such a good woman. Wives, how much do we appreciate our husband? Husband, thank you that every day you have to pull yourself out of bed to go and look for food for us, that the children should have decent education, a decent living. Thank you for being such a hard-working man. Brothers in the Lord, how much do we encourage people to say thank you for being a leader at church, or thank you for being a good leader, or thank you for being a good workmate, thank you for being a good colleague, thank you for being a good friend. Are you sure you want to wait for them to die and be in the casket so that you write beautiful words for them? I say no to that. And today, in this podcast, I want to change the mindset. Begin to tell people now who they are and what they mean to your life. Begin to tell people, begin to remind people who they are in case they want to give up, in case they are losing hope. Begin to remind them and tell them openly, you mean a lot and you mean a world to me. And I want to conclude this podcast with a tribute speech that is going to set an example to each one of you that want to appreciate people that have been there for us. And the title of my tribute is I Am Grateful. Contemplating on the mystery of life, I have discovered eternity can be grasped but can be lost, especially when it is taken for granted. But I've discovered that in the midst of the storm and the dark nights, there's always someone that shows up with a torch and always says, there's still light, there's still hope. I want to thank each and every person that has never given up on me. And I want to thank those people that always say to it that I am okay despite them not being okay. I want to thank the people that have never ceased to be good. I want to thank people that always have been there to see the good in me. They have invested their time, their knowledge, and their prayers. First and foremost, I want to thank my father, the late, and may God continue to bless his soul. Thank you for this man, and thank you for a man he was. Very courageous, brave, sacrificed himself so that we can be who we are today. And wherever he is, I pray God's mercy and guidance to continue to be with him. I want to thank my mother for being a woman she is, still resilient, still keeping the house in place and intact. That may the Lord continue to add more days to her life, and may God continue to keep her safe. I want to thank my elder brother, who has been there all in all, who supports what I do. He might not fully understand who and what I do, but he's been there for me. And I want to thank my immediate young brother, that to some extent he doesn't know, but I want him to know today and now that there are certain levels to which he has inspired me, number one, in pursuit of knowledge, virtue, and also to love, to be open-minded. I appreciate that. And I want to appreciate my youngest sister. I want to thank her, number one, for being a lady and a girl with a big heart. There are times I can give her a lot of duties to do, but she should do them willingly and with a silent heart. I want to thank my spiritual parents, the Mtunda family. I want to thank them openly for their spiritual and moral guidance, especially when I need it the most. I want to thank Joseph Kimford Chisenga, the poet, who every week sits and compile and master the sound of this podcast. Brother, I am grateful. And I want to thank our parish priest here at St. Monica, Father Bryson Piri, our assistant priest, Father Christian Mashmishila. I want to thank them for their theological impact that they've created in my life. I want to thank my friends in the Lord, whom I call friends, brothers and sisters. I want to thank them that whenever I am silent, they always notice that there's something wrong with this man, and they'll call or they'll text. I don't take you for granted, brothers. I don't take you for granted, sisters. May God continue to bless you in your life. And specifically, I also want to thank Mary Gift Kambe. There's a certain episode in my life that I was going through, but this is a lady that sought out for me to ensure that I was back on track. Sister, I want to thank you for being a good friend. I cannot forget the Fred's family in the Archdiocese of Lusaka. Thank you for being a family of peace, love, and joy. I have exactly experienced that. And I want to thank you so much for being available, and thank you so much for being around. I want to thank Chongo Peretti. I want to thank Fabian Musonda, exceptional doctor. I also want to thank Abraham Capitolo. I also want to thank Luanga Mtale, a very good female friend of mine, Delia Kanyama. I know you're hearing to this. I want to say thank you for being good friends, for being there to support and to lift me to be who I am today. Lastly, I will not forget this vocalist, Betty. Betty, you are one real friend that I have gotten to interact, one gifted person, and I just want to encourage you. May you continue with the same vocal, continue to inspire people in everything that you do. I want to thank Catherine Zulu, a sister. This one, she has transcended from being a sister, from being a friend to a sister. So Catherine Zulu, thank you so much. We share a lot and we do talk a lot. And I want to say thank you for being a good friend. Thank you always for looking up to me. Gabriel Banda, there in Mozambique. Grandmother Zedenes, I want to say thank you, brothers. I know you are my children in the Lord. I know you are my sons, but I also want to say thank you for being there for me. Thank you so much. May God continue to bless you. Isaac Tembo, a brother and a friend, childhood friend. Yours is humility. Yours is being a supportive brother. I want to say thank you as well so much. Thank you for being good and kind to me. The icon, Mr. Dominic Ngoma, Lilanda Parish, sir, I salute you. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for the mentorship, for the knowledge, and for everything that you have really impacted me in my life. I am so grateful. Mr. Philip Chipeta Ndava Mbale, I don't have much words to say. I want to say thank you for the opportunities that you have created as well for me. I want to say thank you for pushing me to be who I am today. We have not known each other for a long time, but the way you have believed in what I can do, it is just so massive and grateful. I want to say thank you so much. May God continue to bless you and bless everything that concerns you. And I'm grateful to all people that have been supporting me. I might not mention their names here, but I just want to say thank you. Everyone that has got an impact on my life. I am today because you are. May God continue to bless you. May God continue to be with you. And lastly, Alfred Piri, Patrick Chilongo. You understand when I've specifically mentioned your names. Thank you so much for being brothers, and thank you so much for looking out for me. I want you to know that you are appreciated. And I want you to know that my thoughts and prayers are ever with you. Friends in the Lord, today's podcast, you were with me, Paul Simon Mzakazi Piri, on the topic episode 2. The topic was my tribute. And what is the take-home message? Learn to give people flowers when they can smell them, and learn to tell people those words that they need to hear while they can hear them. That way, you are going to live a full life and you are going to live fulfilled. Please don't forget to like the video, react to it, comment, and share. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any episode that will be uploaded on the segment Tikambe with Paul. You have been with me. I'm out here. I wish you well. I wish you peace. And I wish you all the